Good day everyone. I am Jomari Asis Aranya from BIT 4A FSM. Today, we are gonna talk about Chapter 6, Philippine National Building Code. The Philippines National Building Code, or the RA 6541, is an act to ordain the Institute of National Building Code of the Philippines. It does not conform with the developmental goals and infrastructure program of the government, and it does not adequately provide for all the technological requirements of building structures in terms of up-to-date design and construction standard and criteria. In the formulation of a new national building code, it is the desire and policy of the government to avail of and harness the technical expertise, professional know-how of men and public and private sectors. General provisions. General provisions on the building requirement and site requirements are as follows. 1. All buildings or structures as well as accessory facilities thereto shall conform in all respect to the principles of safe construction and must be suited to the purpose for which they are designed. 2. Building or structures intended to be used for the manufacture and or production of any kind of article or product shall observe adequate environmental safeguards. So we have here the site requirements. 1. The land or site upon which be constructed and building or structure or any ancillary or auxiliary facility thereto shall be sanitized, hygienic, or safe. 2. Sites or buildings intended for human habitation or above. The same shall be at a safe distance, as determined by competent authorities for streams or body of water and or sources of air considered to be polluted from volcano or volcanic site, and or any other building considered to be potential source of fire or explosion. So, types of construction. There are 5 types of construction. This will help the learners understand what type of construction or building they see in public. It will also help them identify materials to be used in making such as infrastructures. Type 1 shall be made of pure wood construction. Type 2 shall be of wood construction, will be protected by resistant materials and are fire resistive throughout, except that permanent non-bearing partitions may use fire retardant treated wood. Type 3 shall be of masonry and wood construction. Structural element may be any of the material permitted. Exterior wall should be of incombustible fire-resistant construction type. 4. Shall be of steel, iron, concrete, or masonry construction and walls, ceiling, and permanent partitions shall be of incombustible fire-resistive construction. Type 5 shall be 4 fire-resistant throughout, and the structural element shall be of steel, iron, concrete, masonry construction. Fire-resistive requirement in construction. Knowing the fire resistance of the different types of building construction will help managers determine what type of building is good for their businesses. This helps by listening the risk of loss to the business and prevent it as well. Materials used to construct a building have different fire resistive ratings. This is the degree which a material can withstand fire as determined by generally recognized and accepted testing methods. It is also important to understand the fire resistive time period rating. This is This is to prevent another loss to the business, since it measures the length of time a material can withstand being burned, which may be 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hours, or etc. Fire resistive standards. All materials of construction and type of materials and assemblies of combination thereof shall conform to the fire resistive ratings. 1. Floor construction. Solid RC slab. 2. Solid pre-stressed concrete slab. 3. Partitions. 4. Protection for metal structural members. 5. Exterior wall. 6. Column. All existing opening of all firewalls should be sealed completely to maintain the fire integrity of adjoining buildings structures. There are exemptions depending on the usage of the building, especially if it is used for ventilation. Below are the sample of substandards building that have not followed minimum requirements of firewalls. Maximum building height. The maximum building height and numbers of stories of proposed building shall be dependent upon the character of use or occupancy and the type of construction, considering the following factors: end users, population density, light and ventilation, width of row, street, particularly of its roadway, carriageway component, building bulk, off-street off-site parking requirements. The maximum height and the number of stories of proposed building in relation to local land use plan and zoning regulations. Environmental consideration like geological, hydrological, environmental considerations like geological, hydrological, meteorological, and topographical. Prevailing traffic conditions. Availability and capacity of public utility service or service system. Determination of building height. Building height limit or BHL generally measured from the established grade line to the topmost portion of the proposed building or structure. The BHL of any proposed building or structure shall only be as all allowed under the NBC rule. For sloping grade, perpendicular to row with a difference in elevation of less than 3.00 meter, the highest adjoining natural grade or ground surface of finished grade sidewalk surface shall be established grade elevation. For sloping grade, perpendicular to row with a difference in elevation of more than 3.00 meter. The average grade level established grade elevation. That towers, spires, stepless, not for habitation or storage, limited as to height only by structural design, if it completely of imbustible material. The height of proposed building structure shall also be The height of proposed building or structure shall also be governed by the following row-based limitations. A. If only one row services a lot such as only 6.6 to 7 meters wide, a BHL of 3 stories or 9.00 meters maximum shall be observed regardless of use or occupancy. Lot size, dimension, etc. B. If only one row services a lot and such is only 4 to 5 meters wide. A beach equivalent to 2.5 stories or 7.5 meters maximum shall be observed. C. If only one row services, a lot and such is only 3.3 meters wide or less. A beach L equivalent to 2 stories or 6 meters maximum shall be observed. D. Taller buildings are allowed for July, July approved high-density developments such as planned unit development PUD areas. The following factors shall always be considered in the determination of building height. A. Soil characteristics. Lot location in relation to fault line and earthquakes, belts of proximity to volcanoes and other geological conditions. Hydrological conditions such as water table at the site and distance to the waterways and shorelines. C. Meteorological conditions such as frequency and then intensity of destructive typhoons, monsoon winds, rains, prevailing wind speed and direction, relative humidity. D. Effect of environmental condition on the building or structure and vice versa, coupled with the effective control of air, noise and thermal pollution, radiant heat, light and shadows, etc., and the optimization of natural light. E. Effect of traffic condition on the building or structure and vice versa, and the satisfaction of parking or loading requirements in accordance with the rule of this rule. F. Availability and capacity of public utility service system, considering availability and adequacy of electric power, potable and non-potable water supply, drainage and sewage transportation. G. Need for application, building, safety and maintenance system, etc. Example is lightning arresters, beacons, protective railing and barriers, gondolas, window washing system. Again, I am Jomari Asis Aranya from BIT 4A. Thank you for listening.